everybody. Happy Juneteenth weekend. National holiday. Yay! And look, we got all the high yellow negresses on here tonight.
High yellow.
High yellow. So we'd be in the kitchen. Give everybody a few minutes to join us tonight. Come on in. We got 3 beautiful queens to talk to you tonight on Juicy Tales Erotic Chat. Got our little music going. Everybody got their sippy poo. I got my sippy poo. I'm doing Sutter Homes tonight again. Sutter Homes. What you got? What you got, Danny?
I'm doing Tito's.
You doing what?
Tito's vodka.
Uh-oh.
I know, right?
It's gonna be loosey goosey.
Mine not, because I don't have a lot, but that's okay.
Oh, okay, that's all right. That's all right. Don't worry, I have my backup, my Aquafina. So
You are a mess.
You know we keep water.
We gotta keep
Water. You know we keep.
Hello, everyone. We got I made it.
Yeah.
Who made it?
Donna Murphy.
Hey, Shauna. Welcome, girl. Yes, you did. We're gonna give it a couple minutes. You know how we do. If you are joining us, please put your name in and where you're from. Just put your city, your state, what you repping tonight. I'm repping C-Town, Cleveland.
Well, we all know I'm in Los Angeles, California. West Coast.
And I'm in Naptown, Indianapolis in the house.
All right. Look at us expanding.
I know, right?
Branching out.
Right.
We everywhere. We all over.
We are. We're gonna be worldwide. We are worldwide. I mean, we got our Barbados fam, Australia. So yeah.
Indianapolis.
Another Indianapolis in the house. A couple of nap towns. My second home. For those of you that don't know, Miss Juicy used to live in that town. I lived there for 20 years. On the east side, off of Post Road. And then I lived in Chicago for 5 years. And that's where Danny and I met.
Because I'm from Chicago. Don't ever get it twisted.
She got a little hood in her. That's what she's trying to say. She got a little hood.
I'm bougie as hell too.
Yeah. I said a little hood, just a little.
Welcome, Big L. Thank you.
Come on in. Tell a friend. Share, like, whatever you can do. Help us out. We got a great topic tonight. So come on in, join us, talk to us tonight.
Or maybe you can show pictures and stuff.
Just gonna have a good time. No judgment zone. No judgment.
No judgment at all.
No judgment.
Way of being.
We got a good evening. Who is our good evening from?
Good evening from Ethel.
Hey, Ethel girl, another Chicago in the house. We're just giving everybody a chance to get in. Make sure you get your sippy poo. I got mine. I love these little bottles.
You know what? I feel like I need too many of them. And it makes me feel like I'm doing something. I feel like an alcoholic when I got like more than 4 of those.
Like just stack them
like
up.
You like you take what 3 sips and you done?
I'm trying to be ladylike. That's why I'm drinking out of the bottle. Okay.
Well, you know what I did find? They have like the ones that's like this big and then like in a carton.
Oh Lord.
I feel better about drinking out of that than a little bitty bottle, because if you see me with more than 4, you're gonna feel like I'm an alcoholic, and I don't want that. So I just stick with my liquor. So right now, I'll stick with these books.
Okay.
Okay, I feel like I need to clean my camera over here. The photographer in me is like really getting me. Make sure y'all are clean too.
Just making sure a few more, give it a couple more seconds. We got a lot of Lord.
Yeah, I look even better.
Doing the most right now.
Now we gotta get the applause machine back so we can have that. Make us feel.
I'll have to see what I can do. I haven't learned that I can download any kind of sounds or music yet, so
we'll figure it out one way or the other.
That'll be coming, I guess. Is the best way we can put that. That'll be coming. So we just want to welcome everybody tonight. Welcome to another marvelous Monday on Juicy Tales Erotic Chat. I am your hostess, Ms. Juicy, and of course, I could not do the show without my gorgeous, vivacious, simply stunning co-host, Miss Danny's Windows. Woo! There we go.
That's so special. Oh my goodness, thank you.
And joining us tonight, oh my gosh, I am so happy to have my little sis from Naptown in the house joining us.
All right.
Evening. We have Ms. Jasmine. Yay!
Yeah, Ms. Jasmine.
Hey, everybody.
So we have 3 beautiful queens on here tonight. We are also celebrating, of course, Juneteenth. I hope everybody had a great holiday. But remember what the holiday is for. Don't forget, don't get lost in the barbecue, potato salad, macaroni, and cheese. Remember what this is about, okay? Okay.
Is that what we were supposed to have yesterday?
Would you have salad?
No. What did I have last night? I had salmon burgers with cabbage and zucchini.
Oh,
that sounds good.
Ooh.
It was actually very good. Very, very good. So, yeah.
That sounds like what I needed to be eating, but instead I had barbecue.
I'm pescatarian, so
I had salmon. It was just on the barbecue. I needed a salmon burger.
I should have came there then.
Ooh.
I should have got on a plane and came there. She had salmon on the barbecue, girl. Don't play with me. Don't send me with a good time.
I know I would have loved.
What's it doing? Oh no. Is it my signal?
You're good.
Okay.
You're back. Okay. Yeah, you locked up there for a second, and I'm liable to, and it's just been, I don't know what's going on with my internet. They said it was disconnected outside, and
you're not having any storm issues and stuff like last week,
not
right?
tonight. Not
no.
But we've had a lot of
I'm
wind.
just in my room, So that might be the issue.
Yeah, I've just I've been having issue. We've been having issues, so I decided just because I know that I'm going to be moving downstairs, I'm not going to worry about it right now. Just hang in there until I go downstairs, and hopefully, but possibly some of the stores that have come through have knocked something loose or something like that. So they can come out next week after next week, because not next week, because next week we just letting everybody know ahead of time, you know, we have a show next week, but then the following week is the 4th of July Independence Weekend. So we will not be on the air because 4th of July falls on a Monday. So just letting everybody know that ahead of time, and we'll make the announcement again just so everybody can remember, because we know a lot of you are starting to get this on your schedule, and we really appreciate you and love all of you for doing that. Spread the word. We love you for that. And we're still, you know, getting used to doing this live, but I think we're getting better every week. I think it really is something that I'm enjoying and learning how to do. So I hope that all of you are enjoying the shows with us. And tonight is no different. We have an absolutely hot ass topic that we are going to discuss. And I think this topic is something that is so very, very important to all of us. And we're gonna look at it tonight from the women's perspective. Okay, we're gonna, because I feel like that's what we know the best. Okay, and so we're gonna,
I'm sorry. Yes, we do. We definitely. Well. Do we? Yeah. No, we do. The three of us do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we enlighten the rest of the female population?
Yes,
that definitely understand it from female perspective.
Right. So
what is it like? What's the number? Like 60% of women have never had an orgasm?
I would rather say that 60% of women don't know that they've had an orgasm.
That part. I hope that's the case.
I would like for that to be the case too. Yes.
But the other way around, I think 60% of them have not.
I would like, I'm going to be honest with you, that's more believable to me than
it's more of a what?
Had an orgasm but didn't know they had an orgasm. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, and the reason why I say what I say is because a lot of women, unfortunately, don't know their bodies.
Well, that is true.
That's why it's more believable.
That they don't know their bodies. They don't know what their bodies can do. And a lot of them think that an orgasm is just, there's only one kind of orgasm, and it's that earth-shattering, tear-crying, sheet-gripping, toes curling, screaming, if you can get anything out, audible.
That part. Is it audible? Or are you just in there like this?
Yeah.
That is such a small part of an orgasm, though.
It is.
But a lot of women don't know that. And we're not teaching. And they're definitely not going to learn it in health education class.
And so I think the part that I go with on this is they don't know because they haven't gotten it. And why is that? That is because A, they don't know their bodies, and B, are men giving them to them?
Well, your B1 of your B would be men don't know women.
Okay, yes, we'll do B1.
B1, men don't know women's bodies either. Okay, so
B2. There we go. B2.
So we are in a conundrum when it comes to really getting this information out and really making sure that people understand and know what orgasms are. Oh, yeah. Look who has joined. Are you joining? Give me a thumbs up, Mr. Altair.
Oh, it's about to go down.
Hang on, let me get him. We have the male perspective. Yes.
All right.
Hello, sir.
Hello, everyone. Listen, I was honestly
Oh, now you said not
trying
yet.
to chime in and listen.
I got you.
You're on a topic that I'm ears open, but my baby's still awake, and I have to give that some time. So let me just listen for a little while, and maybe I'll chime in a little later.
I can see your private chat. It just popped up a little afterwards. So I
Oh,
get it. Okay. We'll talk to you in a minute. Love you, baby. Well, we will definitely can't wait for him to get on with us. So
Woo.
This is going to be
interesting.
Very
interesting.
Steamy.
This is going to be packed full of information for you guys. So I would say go get one of these and or watch the show a lot so that you can understand what we're about to dive into, because the first part of this about orgasms to me and what I have witnessed, talked about with women, and learned for myself is we simply do not know our bodies. We do not know all the wonderful things that our bodies can do.
How awesome and amazing we are.
Exactly. Definitely. We don't. Let's start at the beginning. Sex for us is not talked about anymore. And and for women, oh gosh, there's one avenue that's still just talked about, and that's having a baby.
Like that's all we're good for.
That's all sex is supposed to be about, and seen. Okay, that that's kind of it.
Don't that sound like my sex talk that I got when I was growing up? I'm just saying.
Don't have sex till you're married, and only for babies.
No, you have sex, you get pregnant, you die, you go to hell. That was the sex.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go.
And
patriarchy at its finest.
Right. And
that was given to me by a woman.
That talk is
I get that, but it's because of patriarchy. We've been reared that sex wasn't for us, and it was only for us to have babies because that's how they kept control of us.
Get it, girl.
That's my sis right there.
I learned from you, sis.
I mean, let's just, it's so much about our mindset. Our mindset is, it's still antiquated. We are still stuck, a lot of us. And so when you gave that number earlier, Danny, referring to 60% of women not having orgasms, and you would not believe how many women come up to me and say, I've never had an orgasm. I've never had an orgasm. I've never had an orgasm. And I have to stand there and ask them, do you even know what an orgasm is?
Ooh.
And they can't answer me.
That's real.
That's deep.
That's real.
And at the same time, it's sad because we still telling women, and we're still discussing with women and females that, this is the year 2022, and we still talking about, go ahead, you haven't had an orgasm, and all I can do is just look at you and go, what? I'm just like, what? What do you mean you haven't had?
Okay, not even a self-given orgasm, and that's the problem.
Don't know how to touch themselves, don't know how to arouse themselves, don't know where their erogenous zones are, don't know anything about their body. And we kind of touched on this in some previous shows, but your expectation is this man, if you are with a man, is supposed to know that what makes you tick.
Sorry, that was not supposed to be my reaction. I'm so sorry.
We can't do this anymore. We just can't. We have got to stop trying to put the responsibility of our orgasms and happiness with sex on someone else who is not you, who doesn't know what makes you tick, who doesn't know what makes you feel good, and you are closed mouth because of how you were raised, how you were brought up, yada, 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 yada.
Yeah.
If I can get one woman, and I have two, to learn their bodies and learn what makes them feel good, I could die and go to heaven. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, I will say that you helped me with the how do we say this? Unindoctrinating
Right.
that I received. And now I feel more, very much so. Well, I mean, well, people can already tell I feel way more open than I was when I met you 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm. I'm running around here opening up women. Just open them up.
Hey,
Set you free.
hey, sexual chocolate. I'm sorry.
Right.
Exactly.
But it's important because Shauna says she's 43 and has never had the big O.
Yeah, that was my reaction. That's why I said I shouldn't have had that reaction. I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna have the same reaction. I'm gonna go like, "What do you mean, girl? You 43. It's never too late."
This is a pearl clutching moment to me. A pearl clutching moment.
It's never too late to
Because you're my
have.
age. We're the same age.
And here's the thing, Shauna, can I just help you just a little bit? I think if we start with this, let's dispel something. There is no big O.
That part.
So there's no big O, honey. I'm about to sink a lot of battleships out there. There's
if there was only one and I'm one and done, there's a whole problem.
I was about to say, so there is no big O. There are just
And actually, the only time I've had is if I'm doing it myself because I'm done.
That part. Yes.
If it's with my partner, and I'm hoping that I'm feeling it the whole time.
Multiple.
Constantly.
Can we?
So here's the thing. Here's the biggest myth about orgasms is there's this thing that's, like I said, it's gonna be earth shattering. I'm gonna feel the earth move and I'm gonna scream and my toes are gonna curl and my hair's gonna fall out and I'm gonna see stars and I'm gonna, bitch, wake the fuck up. Okay, stop. Please stop. You are setting yourself up for failure.
Is it okay? So is that like for the first time? Don't expect that.
No, ever.
Don't expect that, period. Don't ever expect that you're gonna have an orgasm that's just that great.
Never.
I don't expect it, and the reason I don't expect it is so I can have it.
Oh, it's a mind fuck.
I like that theory. I like that. Don't expect it because if you expect it, you always end up mentally heartbroken.
Understood. Because there have been times where I just knew and it didn't. But there have been times that has felt like all of those things.
Mm-hmm. And every orgasm is different, guys.
Yes.
Every orgasm is different. That you don't have to have the same type of orgasm every single time you have sex or you play with yourself or you even think about having one. You know, some people can have them just sitting in their chairs.
I had one during a tattoo session once.
I had one driving. I got to thinking.
I was getting a tattoo. I was getting it was a 6-hour session tattoo. And by the time I got up from the chair was wet.
Where was this tattoo?
On my lower back.
I have one on my lower back. I understand.
I got Dewan's name covered up in a 6-hour session. And when I got up, the chair was wet.
Must travel with puppy pad. Make note.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I know to have them for y'all for future references. Miss Shayna. Some of the guys I was with couldn't make it happen. I'm in it. Okay. So how do we put it? How does that equate?
Okay, so she says she's in the lifestyle and in BDSM. You've
But
never had one during a BDSM session?
That's why I'm asking, how does that equate?
Okay, so for me with BDSM, I only participate in my kinks that mentally and physically arouse me. So I'm gonna always have an orgasm. It might not be a big O, but my body in some type of way is gonna start secreting my juices, and I'm gonna be turned on and eroticized because those are the things that I'm into. And it's a mental play thing. So if she's into BDSM and has certain kinks, those kinks that she's participating in should give her some type of erogenous.
So would this be a situation of may have had one and didn't know it?
Huh?
Could this be? Could this? So could this be a situation where she's had one but didn't know she had one?
Yes, she doesn't. Yeah, that would be a situation where she doesn't necessarily know her body.
Because a lot of times, if you're thinking that you're, like I said, once again, if you're, she said, no, never had one. If I did, I wouldn't know I had hormone replacement. I don't know if I'm seeing everything that she wrote on that one.
It looks like she says she wouldn't know if she had one because she's had HR.
Okay, she's had hormone replacements. Okay, she's saying
yeah,
that
hormone replacement, HRT.
She said, no, I never had. Never had one. But if I did, I wouldn't know it. I had hormone replacement. Okay, and you've taught us, Juicy, that your orgasm does have something to do with your hormone levels and things, right?
It can, yes.
Okay.
Now, let me take this a step further. The one thing, hang on one second.
I got it. Go ahead. I got it.
Okay, you got it. Okay, thank you. Telling me you just did. We have different chats going on, guys. So we're trying to get to everybody. So thank you for that, Danny. So the first thing I want, let's do this really quick. The first thing I want to explain to people is that in the research that I've done, and even with my own body, I want to kind of tell you a little bit, or some of the areas that are considered actually where you're going to have an orgasm. So there are one of the articles I really, really like the most. There can be anywhere, I'm going to say anywhere from, and this is just a number based on what women have said, but you can have anywhere from, I would say, 11 to 16 different types of orgasms. Okay, that's a lot. And I think what happens with us when we talk about orgasms is we are stuck on the big O. We're just stuck right there, and we don't consider or count these other types of orgasms. And usually that big O orgasm involves just the vagina. Okay. And there are so many other ways to have orgasms. So, and so many other types. And you have to also understand the anatomy of the vagina, which a lot of women don't know. And a lot of men don't know, because nobody stayed awake in health education class. I don't blame you. I understand. Nope.
And it's also certain things that they don't teach you.
Exactly. Or show you, and you're not going to get this from porn, and you're not going to get this talking to your buddies. Okay. No, it's not
unless they're knowledgeable.
Okay. True. But then once again, every vajayjay is different.
The same way all penises are not equal, all vajayjays are not equal.
Exactly. So there is the clitoral orgasm, and the first myth about the clit I would love to erase right now, and it is proven, is that little button is not, I repeat, not and this is coming from someone who has education and knowledge, it is not just that little man in the boat.
It's
Okay.
not.
It's much bigger than that. And that, fellas, you can take to the bank. If you are just concentrating on the little man in the boat, you're missing the whole boat. Okay.
The entire thing.
I hate men that concentrate on the man in the boat. I be so annoyed.
So let us start there. And I think a lot of women don't know that the clitoris is much bigger. It can be almost 5 to 8 inches in length and circumference, I guess you could say, because it's underneath the skin. So you have your coochie like that, okay, and you have this little clit, and then this clit is behind. It goes behind.
It travels
and then spreads out.
Yes.
Okay. So, and I'm not going to use a whole bunch of technical terms because I know that's just going to bore people and you're going to feel like you in class again.
Unless you want to know.
But yeah, but you can have an orgasm clitorally. That's only one type of orgasm that you can have. So that's when you stimulate the clit. Some women like a lot of stimulation. Some women like a little bit of stimulation. It depends on the person.
Some women like balance.
Some women don't want you to touch it. Okay. It's because
those are the ones that I don't understand.
I do because they're very hypersensitive. Remember, all of the nerve endings are right there going, hi, my name is. Okay.
And mine's grows.
You gave us
I just be like, I be so annoyed.
Hey, Lorenzo.
Hi, I'm her.
Hi, why not in the chat?
So, and it's we don't teach these things, so therefore we don't know. And some women are very hypersensitive. Some women as they get older get less sensitive. Okay. There's a lot of different things that can contribute to the sensitivity. A lot of women, if you use toys a lot on a high speed, a lot on your clit, it becomes a little bit desensitized. And the best thing that you can do is stop using the toys for a while and allow that sensation to come back, because it will come back, and then start gradually.
And yes, we do that.
Go gradual, and rebuild up. Okay, so that's one type of a way to have an orgasm, and that's just stimulating the clit. That's it. I've had an orgasm that way. That's no penetration. Okay, I don't know about y'all, but when I masturbate, that's one of the ways I love to masturbate. It's just rubbing the little man in the boat and on the sides. There you have it. I don't have to have anything inserted. Some women, that's why the rose right now is so pop. Okay, the rose has the suction on it, which stimulates.
I have mine.
It stimulates the clit.
I have mine. Ms. Juicy sent me mine. I do have a rose.
There we go.
I do have a Chippendale.
Oh.
And yeah. Oh, mine is sitting right over
I have
there.
this one too, though.
Yeah, with a tail.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw those too.
Those are my favorites.
Chippendale. Yes, Chippendale's wonderful. So mad they discontinued that one. So, but there are a lot of toys out there now. They're getting a lot of toys with the clitoral stimulators on them, which basically they are made to vibrate around the clit, what happens is the clit then gets engorged. All the blood rushes to it, just like if you had a penis, all the blood rushes to it, and the clit usually gets a little harder and it's definitely more aroused. Now, some people, like I said, like a lot of stimulation. Some people only need a little bit of stimulation. It depends on the person and what makes them feel good. Okay, so that's one. Okay, that's one. One type of orgasm that you can experience. And basically, to me, I think the best thing about, or the best way to describe um, it, an orgasm to me is either you become out of breath, you become your heart rate goes up. Um, you might feel some tightening of the vagina, some clenching, some bearing down, or the exact opposite. You might feel an opening of the vagina area as well. And a lot of times, another form of an orgasm is squirting. Okay.
I feel electricity. It feels like
Okay.
electricity. And it builds from there, and it just kind of moves. That at least that's the way I can explain it.
Okay. And every woman is a little different. Every woman
I experienced one that was different for me a couple of weeks ago. So how you were saying you feel vaginal opening? I've never done anal, but I felt opening back there. Like it was a different orgasmic feeling. Like we were having regular penetration, but I felt my anal open up like we could have done something.
Okay.
That was different for me.
I have felt that too. I can say that, yes.
Yeah.
It was a great feeling too, but it was just different.
Yeah, and then we went to that. We went to that, and it was.
And a lot of times, if you do have a vaginal orgasm before doing anal, you're more relaxed to accept. You're more able to accept a penis and more ready to accept one anally, as opposed to trying to do anal first and then, because you're not going back and forth anyway, folks. Please don't. But an anal orgasm is another type of orgasm that we don't even talk about. We don't count it. It doesn't count. Yes, it does.
And it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Fabulous. It's fabulous. You can cut.
This is a great show, Juicy.
Thank you. Thank you. So what we're going to do, though, is we're going to get more into this, guys. We're going to keep talking because there's a lot more that we need to talk about. But what we're going to do, we got to pay a couple of bills every now and then. So we are going to take care of that right now. So everybody, get your pen and paper. Keep interacting with us. Tell us what you want to know. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a short pause for the cause. And we're going to be right back with more Juicy Tales Erotic Chat right after these little short messages. As soon as I get them, hold on. Wait a second. Trying to get the cursor. It's just the cursor tonight. I'm like, what is it doing? Its own thing. All right, here we go.
This is Miss Juicy of Juicy Boutique, your one-stop shop for erotic excellence. We have BDSM products, we have games, we have lingerie, we have it all, whatever it takes to make your juicy journey exciting and romantic. Make sure you check out our full selection of products. Let us set up for that home bedroom shopping party, bachelorette, birthday, anniversary, divorce. It doesn't matter. Wherever erotic fun is, you can find Juicy Boutique. We are RA Media, radically authentic media consulting. Give your story a voice with RA Media. Email us at nick@ramediallc.com. Kingdom Inspirations is your digital media shop. Our mission is to provide elegant and high quality editable templates that suit your business, personal, and educational needs. Check us out on etsy.com/shop/Kingdom Inspirations. Email us at kingdominspirations@gmail.com.
Make sweet love, not me. Who came to kiss and love, not me. Who came to beat it up, Rocky. And don't use those hands to put up that gate and stop me. When we
All right, guys, we are back. Hey, everybody.
Yes.
So we got to give a shout out to all of our sponsors. We want to thank them so much for supporting us. We have Juicy Boutique, RA Media LLC, Kingdoms, Inspirations, and Pleasures. Pleasure lies within. I'm putting too many S's on these things. Okay. And for those of you that were hoping, we got to see a little taste of Pleasure Lies Within. Join us on July 11th. We finally got everything ironed out. They will be on the show live, broadcasting live from their location. And we're going to get to see some stuff. Okay. Some stuff. Woo.
I had a ball. I
I'm just saying.
I did. I had a ball.
It is so much fun to meet and talk to everyone that's in the erotic world. I think one of the things I feel like when I stepped into this world, one of the things that I did was I lost a lot of baggage. I think that's the best way to put it. A lot of baggage, and my life got a lot lighter when it comes to interacting with people. At first it was all shock and awe. Of course, everything was like, oh, what? Oh my God, you could do that? Really? It was what? I was like that at first. I was walking around like this all the time, like at a lifestyle party, or the great posture of arms crossed, legs crossed, eyes crossed, don't touch me crossed. The whole
she said, don't touch me.
The whole thing. So it was nice that I had good doms that, especially my first dom, that showed me the ropes, showed me the way. He's probably the reason I'm the way I am today. But just really, just being able to be more open and more able to talk about sex a lot more openly with people, because I think it's really difficult by not being in this lifestyle. I do understand where people are coming from because I was that person. So I get it. But you at some particular point in time have to own your own sensuality and your own sexuality. Stop saying I can't, understand where your thought process comes from, and learn to adjust accordingly. No one says you have to go out here and screw everything that you see. That's not exactly. That's not what the lifestyle really is about. I think a lot of people think it's, I just got just gonna go out here and fuck everybody. Yes.
They think that's what we do, though. They really do
No.
think that's what we do.
They do, but I'm sorry, but that's called being single.
Yeah. And that's your prerogative.
That's called being single. Let's be real. That's not called being poly. That's not called swinging. That's not called being in a lifestyle. That's called being single.
That's exactly what that's called.
And it's your prerogative to do those kinds of things. It really is. Once again, Juicy Tales Erotic Chat, Juicy Boutique, Miss Juicy, no judgment.
Judge-free zone.
Judge free. Judge free.
That's what you want to do, but put the right title on it.
Be real about it. Be honest
Put the
about
right
it.
title on it. Don't say that I'm a swinger and I'm out here and I'm single and I'm out here fucking everything I can find with the pussy. Going to a lifestyle party.
But for me, a lot of it. I
was gonna say, wait a minute.
I just was gonna say, for me, a lot of it about.
Go ahead.
I just gonna say, but see, it's not even about being in the lifestyle. It's about being open-minded enough and powerful enough in your manhood or womanhood to just understand what sex is. You don't have to be ethically non-monogamous to be open-minded about sex. You don't have to have multiple partners. You can be monogamous and still be open-minded about what your pleasures are and what it takes to please you. And that's where a lot of people become closed-minded, because they think it's only because we're in the lifestyle that we out here just being free. No, it's about being a woman and knowing what my body likes and how I want my partner, regardless of what our status is, to please me. That's all it is.
And yes, ladies, you are allowed to be pleased.
I'm allowed to have as many orgasms as I fucking want.
Exactly.
They get them. Why can't we?
What I fucking want.
And fellas, you can go more than once, honey. Men can have multiple orgasms.
Oh, so we're dispelling a myth there that only women have multiple orgasms. Is that correct?
Yes, it is correct.
Well, honestly, that's
coming and orgasms are two completely different things.
Describe, please. Give that right now, please, because that's something that is not necessarily known. Give it.
Coming is ejaculation. It is not an orgasm. It's ejaculation. It is dispelling the liquid, the semen, the cream, whichever, whether you're male or female, from your body. That is the act of coming. Orgasms is a feeling. It is a sensation. It overwhelms your body. It can be mental. I've had mental orgasms and not a physical orgasm.
Yes.
When she was saying there's so many different ways to orgasm, there is literally so many ways to orgasm. I've had an orgasm from a man touching my feet. It's all about knowing what pleases you physically and mentally. It's not about the physical act of coming. When you come, you come. Okay.
I'm so proud.
Okay.
My baby.
So you came. Did you orgasm? I've had men orgasm with me giving them oral. They didn't come, but they orgasmed.
Ooh. You just had a whole word right there.
That part.
A whole word.
If you all remember the book, and if you remember, we're going to have him come back on and join us. We're going to have him come back and join us. Mr. Steve Smith. If you all read 918, the 918 room 918, sorry.
Room 918, that
I just mixed that. I know.
He actually has part 2 out right now.
Room 918. Okay.
Yes.
And
I have it right there on my shelf.
He talks from a male perspective, and he talks about the fact that men have orgasms, and even as a sexuality coach, you can have men can have an orgasm even with different partners. So multiple partners, he can get hard again for a different partner. So yes, men can have multiple orgasms. Men can come more than one time, and Yeah, we just dispelled that, and we'll talk about that at another time. But right now, we're gonna get back to the ladies.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
This is
Yes,
called we're talking about the female orgasm.
So we're gonna go back to the ladies. And
we got a comment right here. Well, I get when read that one, Juicy, please.
When I'm giving head,
Wait a minute.
swallowing. So is that normal?
It says, well, I get it. I get when I'm giving head and swallowing, so that's normal. I'm needing education tonight. Okay, this is Miss Shana, and please do not feel embarrassed about anything that you're feeling. You're not the only one, I promise you.
Well, I get when.
I think she was saying get wet, maybe. It's missing a word.
Shana, can you go in and rephrase that for us? Because I want to make sure.
We need clarification.
I don't want to guess what you're asking. I want to make sure I understand what you're asking. If you could go back and, I think there's a word missing or a word misspelled, so we want to make sure. But while she's doing that, bathing kids. We understand.
Multitasking.
You're right. So let's talk about the G-spot orgasm, because you know that one is always, ooh, we need to chat about that one. Okay.
Sounds like we need a map, Juicy. Get a guide map.
And you know, I have some pictures, but I haven't. I'm gonna learn how to do more stuff over the next week or so.
In that case, we getting there, so I need y'all to picture.
Yeah,
mentally picture what she's saying to you all, so that you can hear.
The G-spot. The G-spot is on the front wall of your vagina. It's about halfway between your vaginal opening and cervix.
She feels great.
For those of people that don't know what those areas are, we will chat later, okay? It's not something that you can see, but you can usually feel it. Insert a finger into the vagina and press forward, kind of like a come hither motion, okay? Come here. And you should detect a slightly bumpy or rigid area, okay? So a lot of people, we talk about the G-spot, and a lot of times what happens is it fills with a fluid. And here we go with the wonderful analogy that squirting is not pee. So please understand, it is not. Ever. Fellas, ladies, stop it! It is not pee! Okay. Okay, sorry. I had to kind of take it up a notch. Want to make sure everybody got that. Okay.
One more time for the cheap seats.
It's not pee! It's not pee! It's not pee!
It's not pee! Sorry.
And just so you know, I have someone over here. His name is Mr. Penn. He says it has trace amounts.
And you know why? Does anyone know why?
Is it because it comes from the same area?
Bingo.
Yay!
That was logic to me. I'm sorry. That was really logic. I mean, yeah, you told me before, but when you told me the first time, that was my logic.
So what has happened? Let me tell you the story about this man in France that I'd like to go freaking choke. So about 5 or 6 years ago, this idiot releases some kind of new findings on squirting and on the properties that are in it. And there can be some properties of urine in it because it does pass through the urethra. And however, but it is not pee. It never has been pee. It's totally different. Urine has a color and an odor. Those are the two major things I want you to think about when you talk about urine. Usually urine is yellow unless you drink like me, a lot of water, and through the course of the day, it turns clear. But when your first morning pee, it's usually everybody is yellow. Squirting, on the other hand, has no odor and is clear. And it has a lot of different properties in it. And because it does come through the urethra, it will pick up possibly some of maybe some trace urine in it. Okay, but it is not pee. Okay, does that make sense to folks?
Is that why they grow their beards so nicely when they actually? I mean, most of the guys that I know that do it, I mean, they have very nice luscious. We be like, what that beard do, baby? What that beard do?
That's flavor saver.
The flavor saver. They may not have a full beard, but they at least got this right here, and this
Flavor
right
saver.
here. It's this part right here that I have known many men will keep it there because they want to smell it.
Mm-hmm.
They want to do like this, and they smell it, and it's eternal. I know at least 5 guys that have said that to me for real.
That little soul patch, okay.
So yeah, that's what it's called.
That's exactly it.
No.
So no, Altair said, "Let me in." No, we're not gonna let you in. Yes, I am. Here we go.
He said, "Let him in."
You are in, sir.
Hello.
We're getting feedback on your end.
That's me.
Ooh.
Hold on, don't make a noise. There we go.
Okay.
This has been interesting to say the least. I've been enjoying this conversation. But I've been trying to get a question answered through a couple of different mediums that hasn't been touched yet.
We will try.
I didn't get the question.
I put it in your on your POF and I put it in the private chat. But my question is this, ladies: can we discuss, for me, for my own clarity, the difference between an orgasm for a woman and squirting?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. My bad.
The difference between orgasm and squirting.
Okay, technically, squirting is also a form of an orgasm. Okay, but if you're talking about what the vagina can do, the vajayjay can do, the difference in what is a squirt and what is what I would consider your vagina is a muscle, okay? And so when you're having an orgasm, for sake of argument, we're making it simple, the muscle contracts for an orgasm. It clenches and contracts, okay? When you're squirting, it's the exact opposite. It's an opening and a release because you're shooting out the fluid. And that fluid gathers where we call the G spot, which is actually technically, from what I know, from what I've been taught, and from what I've learned, it's a gland. We all have glands throughout our bodies, and the glands collect fluid. And when that G spot is stroked, the fluid builds, and then the fluid is released, and the fluid is stroked, and the fluid builds, and it's released.
Okay.
So it's an opening. That to me is the best way that I have found to explain, especially a woman, because a woman usually when she squirts, she's pushing out. And usually when she's having what we consider the orgasm, she's tightening.
Okay.
So I have a comment over here that says it's not proper to rub the G spot. It actually likes to be tapped. It sends vibrations when that is done. That was the comment that I just got.
And once again, that might be, you can consider the penetration a tapping. You can also consider just based on the size of the head of the penis, it might be tapping, Or it might be rubbing.
And that could be that vibrational.
Exactly.
Thank you for that, ladies. I appreciate your energy.
Thank you, sir. Wonderful question. Wonderful question.
You can throw me back out. I'm still listening. I just wanted
Okay.
to get that. I didn't know if you're going to be 1 hour or two tonight, so I wanted to get that question before you did your thing.
We got you.
Somebody else said, my friends make fun of me because I don't squirt. Well, not every woman does.
There's no reason for anyone to make fun of you if you don't know how to do things. First of all, women have this is one thing I want to say to the women. All women have the capacity to squirt.
Yes.
We have the capacity to squirt. Some of us know how, some of us don't. Some of us may never learn. Some of us will learn quickly, some will learn slower. Some of us
learned how to control it to keep it from happening.
Some of us learn, yes. and others of us just let it flow like a watermelon.
I have a comment over here. That says, nope, it comes from trust and mentally releasing. Most have a mental block because of what society says, which honestly, I can
agree with that. I agree with that because a lot of women have been told and are thinking, because once again, we're talking about, we don't know our bodies. We're not being taught. We have no clue of what our bodies can do. So therefore, we're listening to a bunch of people tell us that we're peeing on ourselves. And as an adult woman, you do not want to pee on yourself. And then to have your partner, if he's male, be just as uneducated as you are. And then he tells you you're peeing on yourself. You peed on me. Or you pee in the bed. So therefore, you're peeing. So a lot of women don't know that they're squirting because that liquid is very similar and it's coming from the same area. So they take it hook, line, and sinker. I'm peeing on myself, and that's not what's going on.
And the other comment I just got on over here is that it's not natural, and we block that. So because we believe that, we don't. Or some don't, because they believe that.
And that's very true, because once again, we're getting back to us as women. When it comes to sex, we're shamed all the time. We're shamed if we like sex. We're shamed if we don't like sex.
Okay, so I got a question. Because I don't normally understand. I really do not understand what men get out of shaming us when it comes to sexuality, considering that when we are knowledgeable, when we are cognizant, we know how our bodies works, it actually works in their favor.
Control.
Yep.
Again, it works in your favor. So
it doesn't matter. It gives them less control. If a woman truly knows who she is and knows what she likes, it gives him less control. He feels I'm not going to say all men, because some men love to let women guide and lead in the bedroom because he wants to know how to please his woman. But some men feel like it makes them less of a man because they think they know what they're doing and they don't want to be told, no, do this and not this. This is what I like. And they don't want to be told that because they think they're the man.
I just got a man's perspective on that question. And it says, the lack of their performance is the issue. Their shortcomings is the issue. So in essence, it coincides with what you just said.
Yep.
And once again, you have to understand. You always have to understand where a lot of this comes from. It's antiquated thought processes that we have not let go of.
Insecurity.
It is more to the faith. It is actually, we were much freer. Hey, let's just go there. We were much freer in Africa, honey. We were much freer with sex as Native Americans.
we'll say we were more freer before colonization. How about that?
There you go. And everything
Colonization and religion.
became
To me,
heathenistic.
colonization and religion go hand in hand.
Everything became heathenistic. Everything became disgusting. Everything became, but let's do it behind closed doors. That's okay. Let's sneak and do it. That's okay.
Can I just say this? I just literally watched an episode of Lovecraft Country where you have a white man who says that to a black girl that I've heard that y'all pussy is sweeter, but yet wants to keep her wants to make black people feel, but whatever. I'm sorry, that was a Juneteenth conversation, and I need to bring it back to where we are, which is that when you allow societal indoctrination or anything like that to keep you from doing what feels good, natural to you, I kind of feel like we're losing.
We're still slaves.
Mm-hmm.
We still have a slave mentality in some ways, shapes, and forms. It's very deep rooted. Like I shared with you guys, I think last week or the week before, when I found out I couldn't use the word. I had absolutely no clue. I couldn't use the word master to my first dom. That's what he wanted to be called. And I couldn't say it. And I had no idea why I couldn't. But later on, I figured it out. And I actually read a piece on BDSM and Black folk. And she pointed it out. And it's big as day. My family, I have history in my generations back were slaves. So some of this stuff is in our psyche, yes. And it's probably not a word that I will use. I don't like the word. I'm very uncomfortable with the word. But I can say dom. I can say there's other words that I can utilize and still show that respect to the person that I bow down to. But there's ways to work around some of this. We have to find those workaround methods in order to, especially as women, in order to really enjoy sex and to really know our bodies and be okay with it. Danny, you had your upbringing. I had my upbringing. Jasmine, you have your upbringing. And all of us at some time in our lives, especially as young women coming up, sex was dirty.
Yes. I do have some comments over here.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you guys know, Why Not says when a man's ego is challenged, it's harder for them to receive instruction on what a woman actually wants. Have to unlearn what we think. And then Mr. Penn says, and most women get off on top, but some men feel as though they have no control. And that means that, in other words, women let your women ride. And from Why Not, he says women want an open all kinds to how different you are and study the differences to know our partners. Okay, in other words, you're saying, women feel free on top during intimacy and they like it dirty. That's in essence what Mr. Penn is saying. And Why Not in essence is saying that men don't like to be told what to do, but they listen, they might get something. At least that's what I'm getting. If I'm wrong, please tell me.
And here's the thing. It's not so much that we're trying to tell you what to do. We're trying to share with you how that you and I can be better together. It's not that we're telling you what to do. Look, if you're a guy, okay, guys, think of it this way. I'm coming to you and you don't like teeth on your dick. But every time I suck your dick, I bite it.
I'm putting teeth.
I'm scraping you with teeth. Is that bringing us closer together? Or are you saying, ouchie, this hurts. I don't like this. But I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I feel like doing. I feel like biting your dick. And I'm gonna do it every single time, whether you tell me or you don't say nothing. It's the same concept. I have to be open. I have to be open to listening to what you tell me to do to please you, just like you need to be open to do what I ask you to please me. And once we tell you these things, you learn it, you know it. We're not going to keep telling you because you got it.
So, question for you, Juicy. So, what you're saying in essence is if I don't get anything that says that ain't it, I'm going to keep going. So, in essence, what I'm hearing is the same thing that we're requesting is the same thing that they're requesting. So, if we don't like it, we need to say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That ain't it. Because my personal opinion is that we women don't tell men that that's not it. And
exactly.
Therefore, they think that that's it. But then when they give it back to the next woman, it's not it. And she's trying to figure out, why in the fuck is this dude doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Who let somebody that made him think he was it?
Who let him believe that was it? And whoever that is, can we shoot shoot her because she allowed him to move around this planet, this world, believing that was it.
I am a firm believer in hurting feelings because it's gonna save you in the long run. I will personally hurt your feelings and let you know that that's not it, so I can save the next woman the heartache of letting you know that that's not it, and maybe you will get it right. Maybe.
Here's the thing.
You are
guys.
my new love, Jasmine. You are my new love.
Here's the thing. You could do one or two things, guys. You can be a little diplomatic, okay? Now, if this is somebody that you're just, hey, look, it's just, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Okay, if you feel like hurting his feelings, knock yourself out. But if it's somebody that you're involved with and you care about and truly he does care about you, he just simply does not know, then it's a teaching moment. It's a time for you and him, maybe not in the thralls of it, but when things are done and you sit down and you reflect and that cuddle time, baby, I really liked when you did da-da-da-da-da. But you know what? Could we try maybe doing this the next time? You can find diplomatic ways to say things to people without, quote unquote, hurting their feelings, hurting their masculinity, downing them.
I've tried that. It don't work.
Yes, it does.
It's not.
Wait. What does not work?
I have a partner. I tell him every time. I have a partner. I have been telling him for 5 years, leave the little man in the boat alone. He's like, but that's where you come from. It's not the only place I come from. Leave it alone. And he won't leave it alone. So no, I've resulted to hurting feelings. Because they don't listen.
Okay, well, you go.
I'm sorry.
Time out. Safety.
Technical timeout. Travel on a plane. Offside. Like, yo, I'm sorry, but I just read what just came up. My Doms thinks I'm supposed to swallow the guy's nut every time, and I don't, and cuss him out. I feel like you might need to
you need a new Dom
situation. Thank you. I feel like I really do feel like that. And then the other one that I have Mr. Penny says, I will teach you how I enjoy it, but it's up to you to receive what info I give you. Then someone else says, why not says, and we need to feel comfortable hearing it and adjusting instead of letting it trigger our egos. That right, all of those right there. I'm sorry, but as far as your Dom's that situation, I got a problem with that. I got a real problem with that because, again, like we just said, it sounds like you need a new Dom.
It sounds like
that doesn't sound like
you messing with somebody that don't know what the fuck he's doing.
That doesn't sound like you messing with. I would call that person a fake Dom. I'm sorry.
That's not real. Right, because that's not consensual right there.
My Dom would never. If it's something that I've told him I don't like, he understands and he don't ask.
That's not consensual.
There are just so you understand, I am a dominatrix, and
me too. I'm a switch.
There are rules, just like there are rules in a relationship. There are rules in that type of a relationship as well. There are policies, procedures, boundaries. I don't give a flying fick what you call it, but it's not all about me. It's all about we. That's what it's about. It's not about all about me. And if this is the type
it's a give and take and a dynamic. And at the end of the day, your submission is a gift. And if he can't negotiate on stuff like that, then he don't deserve his title.
Not only that, your submission is a gift. And if he doesn't know how to treat it, he shouldn't accept it.
And I think that you have a slight distortion on what you think that dynamic really is.
More than a slight.
I'm glad you're saying something. So again, this is not a judgment; it's a judgment-free zone. I'm glad you're saying something to get this information and this knowledge so that you can maneuver and adjust accordingly. And again, if you do need to get rid of that Dom because he is not what you're looking for. I'm not going to say that someone who says that they're a Dom is not a Dom. I'm going to say that he's not the Dom that you're looking for, because if you have that statement, he's not what you're looking for.
Correct.
Understand there's
and I will also say this.
Hold on one second. There's different types of Doms and Dommies out there. Some have been trained. Some have not been trained. Some have only been in the lifestyle just to be in the lifestyle. And some of them have a thought process of what the lifestyle is supposed to be. And that conversation, honestly, should have happened at the beginning before you became his submissive. There are really, honest to goodness, contracts. Some have contracts, some on paper, some are verbal. But these conversations take place prior to anything happening. And then conversations continue throughout the process, especially when you're trying new things or you're wanting to take it a step further. Some people give themselves this title and don't have the compassion and don't understand truly that this is about, at the very core, this is about pleasure.
You got quoted, Juicy.
Mm-hmm.
You just got quoted.
What did I do?
Clear, concise communication.
The 3 C's. Book coming soon.
That part. I was glad you said it. Yeah. Book coming soon. Clear, concise communication.
That part.
Growing and learning. And that's what that's about.
And that's what all I was going to say was before becoming a sub or giving your submission to somebody, it takes a lot of education. I will say this about the person that brought me in. He gave me so many books and wouldn't even vet me until I finished them. He wanted me to learn. It is not about just giving your gift to somebody because you think they're dominant and can help you with whatever you think it is you need that dynamic for. It's about learning what the true deepness and rooted situation is for that dynamic and why it's needed in your relationship. Or if it's just the dynamic that's not even relationship based. Because I know, like with me being a switch, my relationship with my Dom is romantic. My relationships with my subs are contractual and non-sexual because those needs aren't needed on that side. So it's about the give and take and what you need and what you're doing it for, not just to be given that title to somebody and to say, oh, I'm a sub and this is what I'm into.
I would really, I do want to ask you one important question. Have you studied what an actual sub I don't understand if, well, let me ask you this first. Are you a sub or are you a slave? I need to understand that part first.
Ooh.
And
That's a
then
good question.
I need to understand what your title is. If your title is a sub or if your title is a slave. If you are a slave, I'm going to put you in touch with a very good friend of mine who is a slave and has been one for many, many years. And I want you to talk to her. If you are a sub, I'm going to put you in touch with myself, and I'm going to talk to you about what it means to be a sub. But it doesn't sound like, and I'm only just by the I can't say I know everything about you because I only know what you're writing here.
We don't
But
have
it
context.
sounds like you might need more education on either what a slave is or what a sub is. And then you need to sit down with your dom because you should be having these open lines of communication. It's very important that you have these open lines of communication with that person. Now, getting back to orgasms, because this is totally a whole different topic, but I did want to address it because it definitely, for all of us that are on here,
Yes.
it's something that
Orgasm.
is
Sorry, we got off track.
near and dear to our hearts, but we're going to get back to orgasms here. So basically, we've only talked about a couple, and I want to get some more in before the show ends. So basically, we've talked about the squirting is also considered an orgasm for those of you that didn't know that and just think that it's just squirting, that's it. No, it's also a form of an orgasm. We also have the blended orgasm, which is something that I know I'm known for. So if you can handle 2, 3, or even 4 times the intensity and pleasure of the regular orgasm or the regular this kind of orgasm is for you. A blended orgasm is a climax that happens when more than one erogenous zone is being stimulated at the same time. G-spot penetration along with clitoral touching is one way to experience the explosive orgasm that typically results, but it could also be from vaginal penetration along with clitoral, nipple, and anal stimulation. So a little earlier, you ladies were talking about, the opening of the anal area and all that. So these are things that are considered a blended orgasm when you can actually get more parts of your body involved and aroused to bring on an orgasm. So you can have, and I've had blended orgasms where it's vaginally and anally at the same time, nipples and vaginally at the same time.
All of it. All of it.
All of the above.
So those are types of orgasms. They're called blended, where you can take maybe 1 or 2 of the 11 or whatever, and you put them together, and you can have a harder, stronger orgasm. Because a regular, just a regular vaginal orgasm can be minor, it can be small, it doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be, like I said, everybody's looking for this earth-shattering, I feel the planet move, the bed broke kind of orgasm.
Hey, don't get it twisted. That's some nice shit.
It can happen.
Nice shit. Real nice shit. Yeah.
It can happen. So that's another type. So that was your blended. And I think all of us on here, our panel, they've had it. Just an anal orgasm is another form of orgasm. And we kind of discussed that a little bit. That's anally. So you could be penetrated or not. Okay, you don't necessarily have to be penetrated to have an anal orgasm. And a lot of people are like, what? Honey, I think Jasmine, you pointed it out the best earlier when you talked about the mind. And you can concentrate. And I know this for a fact because I can do it. So I can concentrate enough during playtime, if I don't want to insert a butt plug, that I can actually feel myself being penetrated anally, and I can have an anal orgasm. And that bad boy is stronger and harder than my vaginal ones. I don't know about other people, but I know for me that is. It's very strong.
The combination is the.
I'm going to sleep right after.
That's where you, so like those of us that know today was a good day when he said so deep put a butt to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
An orgasm that made me go to
Night night. Fetal position. Fetal position. Curl up in a ball.
Night night, thumb in my mouth.
You want to go night night? You want to go night night?
I want to go
That's
night night.
what's gonna happen.
I want to go night night.
Yo, just, you know what? Just, you know what? Okay, give me. Just give me.
Yeah, 5 more
You know how
minutes.
y'all be meeting? How y'all
Give
be
me
meeting?
an hour. Let me take a nap. Dang.
Baby, when you do it the way you're supposed
Let
to
me
be
take a
done,
nap. Give me
you
an hour.
need that regroup.
And so these are different right here. So we're just telling you a little bit about the different types, because and I really want to get into the one thing I know I got to get into is the different types of vaginal orgasms. So we're going to start with the deep vaginal erogenous zone orgasm, because you can have a nipple orgasm. I don't know if anyone, I know, God, I remember the first time that happened to me.
I've had nipple orgasm.
I was floored.
Ooh.
And I'm going to tell you why. I am one of the women that has flat nipples. My boobs are great. My boobs are fabulous. My boobs are gorgeous. And you know what? I got boobage butts.
But we remember when Mischievous Creations
tried
at EEE 2017.
Tried. We're gonna go with tried.
Tune in.
We
Tokyo.
had to put ice. We had to put ice. We've had to. I've had this ever since I can remember, except for when I was pregnant, and they give you these nipple covers because I wanted to breastfeed, and my nipples they're flat. They don't come out. They don't protrude unless it's period time, or it was. I don't have to worry about that shit no more. But ice is the only thing that, you got to put ice so I can have like headlights. I don't have headlights. It has to be very, very cold for me to have headlights, or very aroused. Otherwise, forget it.
See, and I don't understand that, because if I did not have the feeling in my nipples that I have, I think I would hate life.
I mean, I do feel.
Yeah, mine.
No. Well, okay.
The wind blows the wrong way.
Thank you. So, so we had this whole conversation before the show about how I'm just trying to make sure that I'm only showing what I need to show, because I didn't want to have to, because I get.
You got headlights.
Definitely if I'm aroused or if I'm cold.
Headlights. She can wear tassels. I can't.
You know what? One day, I might be. Ebony Erotic Experience is coming in 2023. And if you just so happen to be in the house in Cleveland, Ohio, for the Ebony Exotic Experience with the Erotic 7, you just might see, and the name has now been coined, Siren with some nipple clamps and some tassels. If you're there, you may see it. Hey, I'm ready to do anything.
Burlesque. She gonna make them spin.
I'm working on it already.
You should practice it.
I'm working on it already with the shoulders. Here we go.
Okay, so we have what's called, the deep erogenous zone orgasm. This is one where the clitoris and the G-spot aren't the only pleasure buttons below the belt. Real women, as well as sex researchers, say that there are additional erogenous zones inside the vagina that, when touched the right way, can lead to what's collectively known as a deep vaginal orgasm.
I got a question.
Uh-huh.
Could that be how the clitoris actually travels that allows that?
I would say yes yes and no. And why I say yes and no is it if okay. I guess okay. So in my definition, let me put it that way. Let me do that. That's better. In my definition, because I have had and I can have deep vaginal orgasms, and it's almost back to the cervix where you feel it. For me, believe me, it's more than a sleeping pill. Okay, it's
Ooh, really? Do tell. I'm listening.
it's very, very deep, and I wish I could describe it better. So I'm going to have to really concentrate next time to be able to describe it much better than I'm doing right now.
We're going to turn Juicy into a poet. We're going to turn her into a poet. She's going to be able to describe that shit like it's...
So have you guys ever, let me ask, Jasmine, have you ever experienced a deep vaginal orgasm?
Yes.
Can you just, I'm trying to find the right words so that people can kind of understand. And all I can come up with, I swear, all I can come up with is like cervix, way back, like and down.
It's just really deep. So for me, the best way to explain it for me mentally, for people to understand, when they feel like he in her stomach, you in my stomach, that's what that feels like. Like,
I think that's where
if he just hits it at a certain angle and you feel it deep in your cervix.
I think that's where that feeling, that's what when I said the feeling of like electricity, because it starts like, it's not necessarily down there.
Yeah.
But it's
or
like
butterflies. Because when it happens, I feel like I have butterflies in my cervix area.
It's almost, it's like, it starts like butterflies and then it almost feels like it's electricity and it kind of like goes through your entire, like that midsection, and it kind of goes through in your entire body.
It's
to me, that's
like
that's how I feel it.
And to me, it's something.
When the last few times that I've had one, it felt like butterflies are through my whole entire body.
Yep.
And I feel it's very
Did I go away?
It's like low. It's not.
What do you mean low?
Say something. Yeah, we see you. It's low. It's like really low, and it feels like it's behind, like back, like behind,
in there,
like down in there. Like it's like
yes,
the deepest part of the abyss. I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And
just even thinking about this shit make you just be like,
and it's like your inner coochie contracts back there, not necessarily.
I just had a flashback. Sorry,
but the inside, it just I really need to come up with a better explanation. But I hope you guys are kind of getting, as women, what we're talking about, because it's a little hard. And I'm gonna get one of those coochie puppets. That's gonna be my present to myself. I might have a coochie puppet.
You know what? I'm gonna try to have an explanation of what a man feels when we have that feeling. I think that's something that I want to know. What do men feel when we like we were saying, you have that feeling? It's not necessarily down there with her, but it's in there, and it's like you said, it starts with butterflies and then it comes to it's, to me, it's like electricity that kind of just radiates through you, and it's still stimulating you. So that I think that's the only way. That's the way I can explain it. But I think I'm gonna try to get some guys' opinions on if they know. First of all, if they know that that's what she's feeling, and how it feels if they know.
And definitely, it's not something that's more up on the surface by the labia. It's deeper inside. So that's another whole orgasm, and it can be super strong, or also I've even had them where they're kind of mild, and it's repeated and I can feel it. So there's many layers to our vagina. So understand, the cervix and, your labia, you have a lot of different parts. Like I said, I didn't want to sound like we're in health education class, but you should learn the parts. Yeah, we might. Yeah. You need to learn the parts of your vagina, and fellas, learn it too. Learn, if you want to be all that in a bag of chips, honey. Learn the parts, because you only want
the cheat code. If you want
some of y'all only hitting one part, baby, and you missing a whole bunch more. So that's why we talking about you and talking to you, so that you too can be better at what you do. It's just that simple. It's not,
you too can prevent forest fires.
Right. All right, Smokey.
You know what? I'm good.
All right, Smokey. Okay, let's get in a couple of more. And so that one's kind of, we're going to work on a better description. And so they do consider, like I said, we went over that squirting is also considered an orgasm, guys. So when you shoot it out, okay, it's not just the actual act of stroking the G-spot. That's one form of an orgasm, but the actual squirting, the actual squirt part, they also consider that an orgasm as well. Okay, so the liquid that comes from our beautiful bodies, that is not pee. Some people can call it, it is also an orgasm.
That was Why Not's question.
What was it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was Why Not's question. Squirting versus orgasm. Same thing in essence, what you're saying. Right. And he's asking to give him a second in the box.
Okay, hang on. Are you there? Are you there? Are you there?
I'm here.
Hello, darling.
Hello. Again, this has been
Mute your phone.
Say again.
Mute your phone.
Oh shit! I did it again.
Yeah.
So I'm watching y'all walking around the house on this phone. So, but no. So I was asking that partially because when a woman has an orgasm, there's a feeling that I feel, right? Just a regular, typical, topical orgasm, the boat, the hood around it, that area. I feel it, the contraction. When a woman squirts, I feel it, but I feel it about 2 to 3 minutes before she squirts. So is that the portion where you're saying you're I feel that it's different because it's a bit deeper for me. Like it's in a different place on me than where it is when I feel it topically or a surface. So I was asking because after a woman squirts, she wants to, in my opinion, she wants to do it again and again. After she has a deep orgasm, she, like you said, she wants to go to sleep. So I thought that there was a specific difference because, like when I ejaculate, I want to keep going. I want to do it again. But when I have an orgasm, sometimes I want to stop. I want to go to sleep. You understand what I mean? It's like I produce endorphins that make me type. I want to go night now.
Did you say ejaculate or injaculate?
Injaculate. When I injaculate, I want to continue to go. I want to do that again. And I was likening that to a woman squirting, because when a woman squirts, in my opinion, she wants more. She wants to do it again and then again.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of women, I'm a multiple squirter. So I'm a puppy pad girl. I need a puppy pad because we gonna wet up the bed tonight. So
mattress pad,
plastic sheet.
I don't want to sleep. I do not want to sleep in the wet spot. So anyway,
no,
but guess
we
who
don't.
guess who winds up sleeping in the wet spot if I don't go get the towels? Yeah.
You better get a towel, damn it.
You should have the towels by the bed when you get started.
That part. And I'll be right back, y'all.
Anywho. Details.
Never mind.
Sometimes don't have a chance to get the damn towel.
Back.
That part.
You know what?
Not always possible.
Speaking of that, saying that though, sometimes spontaneity can kick you in the face. You feel me?
You got to be more prepared. Well, if I would have known, I can't always have all the, the ropes and ties out all over the house for everybody to see that's coming by. And here you go.
So real quick, I just want to throw, this is funny to me, and I know this is way off topic, and stop me if you need to, but you do know I'm into BDSM. Of course, you sell me most of my material, so you do know this. A buddy of mine was asking me for some rope the other night, and I was like, come get it. And then he asked me for a little bit of a tutorial. And so I gave him a quick tutorial on rope and how I use it, and real quick. It was real brief. But when he came to my house to pick it up, I gave him a box full of things to use, And I was enamored by how he was like, brother, you got to give a class. Because he took it to
I believe it.
He took it to an orgy, and they didn't know how to use most of the stuff that I sent.
And once again, going back to earlier conversation.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put this conversation is now going to what was called the in Chicago. We have this thing, we have this thing in Chicago. It's a network of men that are like-minded. I'm gonna put this platform in there so they can come here and get some education. Not the men in the group, but the men that are trying to get in the group. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that energy is definitely needed to hear, especially what we've been listening to tonight.
And a lot of the things that we want people to understand is that this is not just, we're not just, once again, I always tell people, get around people that are you can talk to from a place of knowledge and a place of experience. Don't just go get with somebody that talking about they got experience and they don't have any knowledge to go with it. And don't go with somebody that has knowledge and doesn't have any experience. They haven't tried anything, because a lot of times you got to do some variations, as well as it could be with the same person, but sometimes you got to switch it up a little bit. You may have to change something. We all change as people all the time. Change is the only constant. So you have to definitely know what you're doing, hook up with the right people that are willing to learn and be open to learning. Right now we have four Dom families on here, and we're all willing to learn something new. We're all willing to talk and give our experiences, give our expertise, and give what we don't know. There's nothing wrong with not knowing. What is wrong is when you don't ask a question. That's a problem. That's a problem. My mother taught me the dumbest question is a question that is not asked. And if you get into this lifestyle, or you get into any lifestyle, even if you're in the BDSM lifestyle, or if you're in a swingers lifestyle or the poly lifestyle, if you don't know what the hell you're doing, somebody can get hurt, seriously injured, hurt emotionally, hurt physically. you gotta get with the right people that care, people that have been there, people that want to help you enjoy. Like my mantra is sex should be fun. If you leave in a session and you're going like this, what the fuck just happened? This was not fun. This is that then this that's not it. It's just that simple. It's nobody's fault. It's just not it. Try something else, try someone else. If they're not listening to you, it's truly time to move on before something happens that you can't fix or change. And I think we can all agree on that.
And what are your you have 3 C's, and what are your 3 E's?
My 3: enjoy, enlighten,
and embrace.
Eroticism.
Oh, so that's 4. My bad.
There's 4 E's. The 4. I was like, you threw me off with 3 E's, 4 E's.
I'm sorry. I went with the 3 C's. I know it's 3 C's, but now I realize it's actually 4 E's. So it's 3 C's and 4 E's with Miss Juicy. Get it right.
Enjoy, enlighten, and embrace eroticism. That's what I always close my show with, because it's very important. If you go look up those words all have meaning. Enjoy, enlighten, that means you want to keep learning. Embrace what you love to do, eroticism. And that's what, and go, oh my God, please go look up the definition of eroticism.
That part.
You're going to find out it has nothing to do with sex. I'm gonna put it out there real fast.
Absolutely.
That part.
Absolutely.
That part.
Go look it up. Learn. Words have power and meaning, and I don't sit here and say things with no power and no meaning.
And it has energy.
Not gonna waste your time. Not gonna waste my time. We trying to help those out here that want to be helped, that want to learn about this lifestyle. We have a lot of people that we want to bring on the show. We have some great people on here tonight. I love you guys. Thank you. This has been such a good one. This has been so cool.
This has been so fun.
And if you guys really want to know more about orgasms, you can go out to my page, because I've written extensively on orgasms. I'm always writing about orgasms. We're going to work on that one, though. I'm going to work and get a better definition for everybody on that one. But you can learn more about the 11 types of orgasms that I like to talk about and share with you guys, from the blended orgasms to your clitoral to your blended. The blenders are great.
Oh, it's absolutely fucking awesome.
Just keep water. You know?
That part.
Keep water and
gallon near the bed.
You might need some energy.
Mm-hmm. But it's always a pleasure to talk about sex and be open. I love our audience. I love everybody's participation tonight. It's really, really needed. We need, especially as people of color, we need to have these conversations more, I think, sometimes than our counterparts. Because we have been shut down sexually in a lot of different ways. And we need to be able to express ourselves sensually, sexually, and openly, whatever it is that we like to do. And once again, just like saying, no judgment. If you like it, we love it. Okay? Absolutely. If you like it, we love it. But we want you to be in an environment that is exciting and arousing and bringing you the stimulation that you're looking for. And sometimes we stay too long in a toxic and or unfulfilling relationship because we feel some kind of obligation, or we don't feel pretty things. We don't feel pretty enough to be with anybody else, or we don't feel good enough to be with anybody else.
Insecurity.
Exactly. And familiarity. We just stick with what's familiar.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We just stick with what's familiar. Afraid to step out on faith, and afraid to walk away from a comfort zone that is not comfortable. I'm going to say that part one more time. Afraid to walk away from a comfort zone that is not comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
That part.
So Just think about it. Just think about it. Just think about it. I'm going to see if we can get in a couple more because we still got a little bit of time. And we've talked about the anal. We've talked about here's our cervical. We've talked about the nipple. We did talk about some of these. Let me make sure. Oh, here's a fun one, guys. An exercise orgasm or coregasm.
Explain.
Has anyone had one of those? An exercise.
If I did, I didn't know I did. So explain it.
Right. You told let me clarify that. You said orgasm or coregasm?
Coregasm. It's called exercise orgasm /coregasm. Now, the exercise orgasm is with your partner. Okay, so you're with your partner. So reaching climax while engaged in a tough workout may sound a little strange, but workout induced orgasms or coregasms are real. A study from Indiana University found that 370 out of 530 women surveyed had experienced an orgasm or sexual pleasure while working out, usually from core-based exercises. So like sit-ups, planking, things along those lines.
Nope, never had one of those.
I can honestly say I have not had one of those because if I did, I'd be working out every fucking day.
I think I need to work out. One of the ways
I think I need to find a new workout partner.
Or maybe it's a type of workouts. Like I don't even know. Like I want to have a workout. I want to have an orgasm working out, like a coregasm or whatever you want to call it. Like
it says one of the ways to induce an orgasm is to super squeeze your PC muscles, and you can develop them and make them stronger. If someone has very well developed PC muscles during exercise, they really start to contract them. Sorry, let me go back. If someone has very well developed PC muscles and during exercises they really start to contract them, I think orgasms are absolutely possible during that time.
I need to experience that.
I need to figure out how to get that in shape.
Thank you. Yes. Like
real quick, our next one before we go back to that, I just want to say sleep orgasm. I want to get that one in. A sleep orgasm, which I have had.
I've had that too. Yes, I've had that multiple times.
Sleep orgasm.
Is that when you're dreaming and have one?
Yep.
Yes, I will. And it's almost like when you have it, you wake up to know that it's like you're feeling it. I have felt it, and I have also felt my body moving to it while I'm sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna be really honest with you. Sometimes I wonder. Am I being
now? Danny and I are we're both empaths.
So you knew where I was going with that. Thank you. Thank you.
We are both empaths. I stay, just so y'all know, I stay grounded. I keep this on me all day. I take it off at night to go to sleep. And I guess you could say I know some people have said, like if you're in a haunted house and the ghost has sex with somebody kind of thing. Damn, am I the only one?
No, I'm thinking.
No, I never thought about it like that.
Kind of like, yeah, there we go.
But now
that's kind of how I think about it. That's kind of how I think about it.
I don't think that way. I don't think necessarily it's okay. Let me be real. I don't think it's necessarily like dead people.
No, I'm not saying that. But I think there's a spiritual energy.
Oh, definitely. Okay. Absolutely. Yes. Because a
spiritual energy, like an energy that's around. I've had that multiple.
Because so I feel like sometimes when you're having that kind of experience, if it's not so for those of us that have somebody that we do sleep with, it has not always been that person that's laying next to me that I have gotten that
feeling from.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's been
Mhm.
others, and every now and again, if I feel like that, I may ask that person, but sometimes 9 times out of 10 I don't, unless I kind of know for sure. But I feel like it might be someone that is, like energetically connecting.
Mhm.
I tend to have them more when I'm in the bed by myself than when I'm in the bed with a partner.
I
Yeah,
do
but
feel it then, but I don't always feel it then.
Yeah.
It's not always them.
right. And so I know some people are like, God, they're crazy, but no, there's all types of energy, and sex is definitely a form of energy.
It is.
Um,
It's an
we've had
energy exchange.
we've had our sex magic. We've talked about sex magic before. We've had our barista on. If you all missed that show, my God, you needed not to. So there's a lot of different ways that energy can be released and felt. And sometimes when we're asleep, it is a way, especially if you've had a rough day, if you're dreaming about someone, or there's someone on your mind, thing your subconscious can take over, and it can happen. You just have to be a little willing and a little more open to it.
Astrally, like, astral projection.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It could be full moons. It
Travel.
could be a ceremony. It could be a lot of different things. It does
Ritual.
happen.
It could be ritual.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And then that goes into, like your sex magic and all that good shit. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of different ways of going in that. What else you got for us, Juicy?
So those are basically, that's it, ladies. We got through them because we touched on all of them a little differently. I wanted to make sure we got in the sleep one, because a lot of people are probably wondering, have you, and a lot of people probably have had them, just may not want to mention it, or may think, oh my God. And then now that they've heard us, they're like, okay.
They can be a little I don't like to use the word startling.
Unsettling. I would use the word
I don't want to
unsettling.
say unsettling, but I
If
will
you're not
say
used to it. If you're
they're
not used to
shocking. I'll say
it.
shocking.
Okay. Surprising.
Surprising,
Mhm.
yes. I'll use
Okay.
that. Shocking, surprising, yeah.
Okay. And some people will say unsettling, because it is kind of, you wake up, you're a little startled, you're like, what the hell happened? And then,
Right.
that kind of thing. So we had a great convo tonight, guys. I really thank you so much for being a part of our adult conversation tonight. This was very enlightening. I hope you guys get something out of it this evening. If you want to learn more about orgasms, once again, you can go out to juicytales.com, JEWCEETALES.com. So, Danny, let everyone know how they can reach you, ma'am.
You can reach me at Danny's Window, DANIZWINDOW, on all platforms, or Danny's Window View. That's
all right. And Miss Jasmine, how can people reach out to you?
Yes, Miss Jasmine, we are so happy to have you.
They can reach out to me on Facebook at Jasmine Purple Rain. That's REIGN. Or on Instagram at Purple Rain's Play Palace 83.
All right. And you guys can reach Miss Juicy at MZ JEWCEE, Ms. Juicy. I'm Dara, Ms. Juicy Smith on Facebook, and all other platforms. I'm Ms. Juicy or Ms. Juicy One ONE. So I hope you guys really enjoyed the show tonight. I know I did.
I did.
Please like and share it. Let your friends know. We are on 2 Facebook pages, Juicy Boutique and Juicy Tales Erotic Chat on Facebook. We're also broadcasting live right now on Twitter. We want to thank Lorenzo for stopping by. And then we also are on YouTube as well, Ms. Juicy Tales over there on YouTube. So please join us on all of our platforms and come back next Monday because we gonna be delving into ladies, let me just tell you about this. We going into sexual slavery next week. We gonna be chatting about that, some sexual slavery next week.
Jasmine Purple Rain is coming back.
Yes, I am.
Yes. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe possibly another co-host.
I think she could probably. I think she's good. So
I'm for it. I had a ball with you ladies tonight, and I'm enjoying being on here. So I'm for it.
I love your knowledge, man. I like for real. I love your knowledge, and honestly, you're like really like you're eye candy, honey.
Of course,
I'm all about education, and I knew when I met Juicy, it was when she gave me the education that she gave me because she came to me with education. She didn't come to me about sex. It was about the education of it. Absolutely. And it made me feel no longer like a stereotype. It helped me feel like I was normal. So when I got that aspect of it, everything I learned about everything, I have to like take in the education part of it first because there's numbers and statistics behind everything that we do and why we feel the way we feel. And I'm big on that. So.
Absolutely.
And it is so important to be educated, guys. It really is. It's so important. And knowledge is power, honey. Knowledge is power. I'm just saying.
On Juneteenth. Tell them on Juneteenth.
Right on.
Knowledge is power.
On this Juneteenth.
That part.
Okay. So we hope you guys have a great week. Make sure you come back and join us next Monday night. We'll be talking about sexual slavery. Yes,
Damn.
Let's see.
Intriguing.
It's going to be a hot topic. I'm sure of that. Okay, so.
It will be.
Join us next week, next Monday.
9 p.m. for those here on the East Coast. We are at 8 p.m. Central Standard and 6 p.m. for our folks out on the West Coast and 10 p.m. for our folks and friends in Barbados. Hello.
We're coming soon, Barbados. We're coming.
Yes, we are. If nothing else, y'all coming to me. Remember, EEE is coming back in 2023.
2023.
Cannot wait. We are excited. Got a lot of stuff going on. Got to give a shout out to our girls. They're around 7. Love you guys. We'll see you next week right here on Juicy Tales Erotic Chat. I am Miss Juicy, or my beautiful hostesses, Miss Danny's Windows and Miss Jasmine. You all have a wonderful evening. Remember, enjoy and embrace eroticism. Bye-bye.
Bye.